keywords. So they've got prove thyself, gen rush, prove thyself, gen rush, prove thyself, gen rush, prove thyself, gen rush. Brand new part with Commodus, gen rush.
Right, let's go. Gen rushing, gen rushing. Oh, are we prove thy shelfing or no?
No.
Okay, you don't have prove thy shelf.
Easily, and the most busted combinations of perks and toolboxes can make a gen twice as fast.
Gen rushing does not exist. Today we're going to be looking at that. What is gen rushing? Why are we asking these questions? Sorry I'm late, class. My name is Blue Dream 47 and hello. Today we're going to be talking about gen rushing and more importantly the claim that gen rushing does not exist. If you've played DBD for more than 5 minutes, then you've probably heard the term gen rushing. What is gen rushing? Gen rushing is when simply survivors in the trial complete generators at a speed that is faster than normal. And there's many ways for survivors to do this, such as toolboxes, perks like prove thyself, things like perks like resilience, and even some new perks that are introduced into the game, brand new parts, and things like that. There's many things that survivors can bring into the trial to speed up the process of generators, and this is a perfectly normal tactic in the game that does exist. It does exist. One of the biggest things that you'll hear from survivor mains is that gen rushing does not exist because it's the only objective. And I just kind of think that's a little bit of hoopy, a little hoopla, a little dookie, a little you know, just not really grounded in reality, you know? It doesn't really make sense to me. So I've wanted to make this video for a while now, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna really dissect this, and we're gonna look at all the main points that survivor mains like to say that gen rushing does not exist. So buckle up. I hope you guys enjoy. Please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you aren't, and we're gonna get into it. So before making this video, I did a bit of prep work. I went into some of the DBD forums around Facebook, and I asked some of the people what they think about gen rushing and does it exist or not. So we're just gonna take a look, and we're gonna see what these guys say, and just weigh the community's opinion, because just in case you don't believe me that people really believe that it doesn't exist, we're gonna look into it. We're gonna look into it. In a Dead by Daylight community page on Facebook, I asked, people often say gen rushing does not exist. Why do you say this? I'm looking for genuine answers. This guy said, because now they take too long to do. LOL. Okay, very, very helpful. This person says, survivors playing their objective efficiently, just like when a killer does an efficient tunnel and camp at the right moment. I actually agree with that quite a bit. I think that that gen rushing is quite literally the mirrored equivalent of tunneling as a killer. I actually agree with that. Very based opinion on that one. So this is kind of what I was talking about. We have a comment here from somebody who's saying that is the only goal, the only win objective. That's the only objective. And that is actually objectively false. Doing gens, while it is the main objective of survivors, it is not the only objective. It is, in fact, far from it. What is your objective when you are being chased by the killer? Is the objective now to do gens? No. The objective is to run away and buy time for your teammates so they can do gens. When you are on the hook, is your objective to do gens? No. Your objective is to wait to be saved. When a teammate is on the hook and everybody else is doing gens and not going for the save, you have a choice of objectives. You can go for the save yourself, or you can sit on your gen and complete it. you have choices of objectives, and while most of the things revolve around generators, in no way, shape, or form are they your only objective. Another example is if the killer has 5 stacks of Devour Hope and just moried your teammate, and you have, let's say, 2 generators left and 3 teammates left, okay, well, you have a choice of objectives now. Do you want to keep doing generators and continue to be exposed and moriable, or are you going to find that totem and get rid of it? Both are valid options, but these are 2 objectives that are your choice. And just like when the gens are done, that's no longer the objective. The objective is to open the escape gates. And there's perks around that, perks to help survivors. So that is an objective as well, is like simply opening the gates is an objective. Yes, everything does revolve around generators, but in no way, shape, or form is it the only objective that is presented to you in the gameplay of being a survivor. So I think that's really false, and a lot of people that you'll see kind of have this opinion, you know. So we're gonna just keep reading some comments here. So another one from this lady says, what does that even mean? It's literally the goal for survivors to do gens as quickly as possible to leave and win. Yes, it is your goal to do generators. But if we are to say that tunneling, if we are to say that gen rushing does not exist, then we should also be saying that tunneling and camping don't exist because killing the survivors is the only objective. You see what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make sense when you say it like for the other side, because that's the killer's only goal, right? But you never hear survivor mains or killer mains saying that tunneling or camping doesn't exist. It's a little crazy, you know what I mean? Okay, moving forward with the comments here. It takes 90 seconds for you to do a gen by yourself with no toolbox or perks to help. No such thing as gen rushing because that's the entire point of the game for survivors. Just like killers are supposed to get hooks and kills, I don't camp hooks as killer. Oh, it just keeps going on and on. Oh god. But like right here though, this guy literally just contradicted himself, right? It takes 90 seconds to do a gen by yourself with no toolbox or perks to help. No such thing as gen rushing because that's the entire point of the game for survivor. But he's not saying that there's no such thing as tunneling either. Just like killers are supposed to get hooks or kills. Okay, so but then in the same comment he says, I don't slug or tunnel. So he's acknowledging that that exists when killing is the only goal for killers. You see, this is the hypocrisy of the survivor main mindset, is that they're in the right always. They are always in the right, and killers are always in the wrong because they're killing and they're, you know, like, this is exactly what I mean. It's there's so much hypocrisy as far as survivor mains go. It is obviously a thing with killers. Killers can be very hypocritical as well, but more commonly you see it from survivor mains, and that's just my opinion. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but that's just my opinion. Gen rushing isn't really a thing unless it's a swift and everyone brings a brand new part or literally gen builds, but literally every single match my gen gets regressed to oblivion because of hook pain res. I think I'm gonna start running saboteur. Okay, so this person's saying gen rushing isn't really a thing unless it's a swift and everyone brings a brand new part. I think, like, to an extent, I think it's more than possible for solo queue teams to gen rush. Like you can have 4 solo queue players bring in brand new parts. Like, they can talk to each other in the pregame and be like, hey, let's all bring brand new parts, and then everyone brings brand new parts, but they're not a swift. They just all told each other to bring brand new parts, and I've seen that. I've literally seen that before. So not really. You know, I disagree with that. I'm just like, this is like a novel. I don't even, I get the idea of gen rushing in the eyes of the killer, But if you're getting gen rushed, you have to remember to patrol gens more frequently or in a pattern so you aren't accidentally forgetting to watch certain ones. Gen regression is a huge part of the killer's job, just as much as killing. Otherwise, you're fighting in a way that the killer versus gens rather than killer versus survivors. It becomes a time challenge to get every survivor before the gens are done, when it should be the survivors, and ruin their progress. I feel like that's a lot of what makes matches so stressful killers and why they tend to lean towards tunneling, camping, slugging early on. So I actually agree with that. I think that, I think that there is hypocrisy on like the killer side. Gen rushing can be used like falsely. You know, like if a killer just kind of has like a bad chase, and then they lose 2-3 generators and they're like, oh, they're gen rushing when they were chasing a survivor for like, let's say 2 minutes, right? And in 2 minutes you can get 2-3 generators done, you know, depending on where the survivors are, if they're spread out, etc. So I think there is a lot of truth to that. I think that is a pretty intelligent take for sure. Eric, gen rushing, not a real thing. Can't really even call it a strategy because it's the only objective and there's only one way to do gens. Tunneling and camping are strategies because they're different approaches to achieve the goal of the killer. For the record, I think survivors and killers should be able to take any approach they want, including tunneling and camping. Survivor main here. Okay, so again, we have the same thing here, and this is the main take that a lot of survivor mains have, is that it's not a thing because it's the only objective. But that's so false, and he's also saying that there's only one way to do gens. That is also completely false. There's many different ways to do gens at varying speeds, right? Like this is the whole thing with gen rushing, is that you can do gens at varying speeds. You can do them at the default speed without a toolbox, without anything. You can do them with resilience while injured, which is a 9% bonus. You can do gens with Prove Thyself, which is, I believe it's like a 20% bonus speed. You can do gens with Prove Thyself, and a toolbox and resilience. So you're sitting there with a massive speed bonus to gens. Survivors can do gens if 4 survivors all hop onto a gen and all 4 survivors use a brand new part at once. They can complete that generator almost instantly. And if that isn't gen rushing, then I don't know what is, you know? Like, it's the same way that I can walk at this speed and then I can run at this speed, you know? Like, it's the same thing, man. Like, it's the same thing. I don't understand. We can do things at varying speeds. The only way in my mind that you could say that gen rushing does not exist and have it be factually true is if there was no way to increase the speed of generators. If you could only do the generators at the default speed of 90 seconds. That would be the only way that you could factually say that gen rushing doesn't really exist. You know what I mean? So here we have another take from a guy named Michael. Michael says, I don't understand how gen rushing isn't a thing. IMO, if you have anything for the purpose of completing gens faster, it's gen rushing. Or I guess you can say getting your objective done faster, which is gen rushing. Very based, very red-pilled, very woke Michael comment there. Thank you, Michael. Your comment, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. It's grounded in reality. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very grounded in reality. And you know, it's quite simple. Another very woke comment. So basically, if tunneling and camping does exist, so is gen rushing. Same with the other way around. It's and it's quite literally as simple as that. Like, if we are to say that gen rushing does not exist, then we also should say that tunneling and camping doesn't exist, because it's quite literally the equivalent. So yeah, it's quite literally as simple as that. But then we have a clapback comment from Jared, who says, literally no comparison between the two. One is literally only objective of a survivor and the result of lack of skill be the killer. The other is bad strategy and makes for an unfun, unfair game for everyone involved. Camping someone while 3 gens gets popped, then crying gen rush is your own damn fault. That, oh god, the grammar just like hurt my brain to actually read that. I don't even want to like I don't even want to like discuss that. Like, yeah, if you like as I said earlier, if you chase a survivor for a really long period of time, can you really claim you got gen rushed? It's this is a comment from somebody named Tito. So you want the survivor to wait till you hook someone and then start doing gens? No. What? What the no, what? Hello? We got one from Jared. Okay, because it's the job of survivor to do gens, and you can't blame them because of your own lack of gen pressure. Plus, I've had 4 gens go off seemingly back to back and still wound up with a 4K. Okay, that's great for you, Jared, but that that doesn't like excuse or prove that gen rushing doesn't exist. In fact, you've only proved that with your own comment by saying I've had 4 gens go off seemingly back to back. So what does that tell you there? I don't know. This is a comment from Jessica. Because the survivor's entire objective is to do gens to power gate to leave. When they say gen rush, they mean they couldn't keep the gens on lock, and survivors got them done quickly. So again, you literally just said that the survivors got the gens done quickly. They got the gens done quickly. I don't really like understand that. Gen rush, I'm lucky to get survivors to do gens or unhook me. Very valid, very valid. Zachariah, I feel your pain, honestly, dude. So yeah, there you have it. I mean, you know, like, it's when you have all of these things in the game to increase the speed of generators, and you have the ability to load into a trial with your friends and have all of your friends take things like brand new parts, and you have the ability to increase the speed at which generators are done, gen rushing exists. It exists. So I just wanted to kind of go into this and kind of talk about this, because this is a video I've actually wanted to make for a long time, because, you know, I play a lot of killer, and oftentimes I will, you know, be like, okay, well, they gen rushed a little bit. I don't use the term often, but it does happen, right? And I've had many of survivors come in from the game and be like, well, gen rushing actually it doesn't exist because it's the only objective. And I've wanted to make this video for a long time and just kind of talk about this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash like, subscribe, and check me out on Twitch, by the way. I go live 4 or 5 times a week, and would love to see you over there. So, all right, thanks for watching.